What a major blow for the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Brooks, the outstanding guard for Philadelphia, ruptured his Achilles, and he is done for the season. Brandon Brooks is the best offensive lineman on the Philadelphia Eagles. Brandon Brooks is one of the top two offensive guards in the NFL. I think it's Quentin Nelson, number one, Brandon Brooks, number two. And this is a gigantic blow. The lack of depth on the offensive line in general, the injuries starting to mount up for Philly in June, the middle of June, this on the heels of all the issues, all the injuries 1 year ago with the offensive line, the running back position, most especially the receiver position. Carson Wentz didn't have anyone who was noteworthy to throw to. I mean, he kind of created Boston Scott out of thin air. Greg Ward, the AAF legend. And now you have Brandon Brooks. You know he's not going to play it down before the season even starts. Listen, this is a big deal, okay? Now, I know it's June, and you can look at the depth chart and look at who's available in free agency. You can't replace Brandon Brooks. And here's the bigger picture deal. It's about a comparison between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And I've been of the opinion that Dallas, right now, on paper, a hair better than Philadelphia. Well, this makes the gap even wider. I think the Dallas Cowboys have more talent. I think the Cowboys have a better offensive line. Listen, I think Carson Wentz is a better quarterback than Dak Prescott. But if you are already compromised in terms of injuries up front, that's a big deal. I also think in Philly, it's a here we go again mentality. And I think Philly's still a playoff team. I still think Carson Wentz is a star. But this is a huge blow to the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Dallas Cowboys are better. The Cowboys are going to win the division, and this is just another area of negativity for Philadelphia dealing with an injury. Meanwhile, how about Kyle Shanahan getting a new 6-year contract with the San Francisco 49ers? He had 3 years left on his original 6-year deal. Kyle Shanahan, worth every single penny. I love Kyle Shanahan. You want to talk about a leader? That's Kyle. You want to talk about a play caller? That's Kyle. You want to talk about an impressive body of work turning around the San Francisco 49ers? What he's done with John Lynch has been next level. And you got to remember, Kyle is very much involved in terms of pro personnel, in terms of the draft. You know, John Lynch is the outstanding general manager, but it's actually Kyle Shanahan who has final say. Now, he works in tandem with Lynch, and obviously Lynch understands him, and they pick players together, but Kyle does everything for the organization. He reportedly is going to be one of the 5 highest-paid coaches in the league. Listen, they were that close last year to winning a Super Bowl, and I think with Kyle Shanahan, with his X's and O's, with his creativity, with his savvy, the way he relates to players. I had George Kittle on my SiriusXM radio show. He would run through a wall for Kyle. Same with Nick Bosa when I interviewed him. Richard Sherman absolutely positively loves him. And it's also not only about the incredible zone blocking scheme, what he does with the offensive line, what he does with the three-headed monster creating running backs. It's the development of Jimmy Garoppolo. And, you know, Kyle throughout his career has been brilliant as an offensive coordinator when it comes to quarterbacks. I mean, Matt Schaub had career years. Matt Ryan was the NFL MVP. He maximized RG3. Brian Hoyer, heck, even Johnny Manziel in Cleveland. You know, Jimmy Garoppolo had a really strong regular season last year. And he was that close to winning a Super Bowl. And if he hit Emmanuel Sanders, they would have won the Super Bowl. So it's about the development of Jimmy Garoppolo. Kyle gives him a chance. Niners are loaded. Best roster 1 through 53 when you look at it in the NFC, bar none. They were active. They were proactive, changing things up at the receiver position, the defensive line in the offseason. Kyle Shanahan worth every single penny.